daughter, Selah Marley. She's 21 years old. She was on social media the other day talking about growing up as a child of Roxanne Marley and Lauryn Hill. She said that it was difficult and kind of described her childhood as abusive, physically, emotionally, verbally. She, like many children, were put through some things that she did not deserve. So now she's 21 years old and she has social media, and she was feeling a certain kind of way and wanted to speak out the other day. And probably not realizing that social media, you know, you're the daughter of a famous singer. People pick these stories up and, you know, they run with it. So the story is that her childhood was difficult because Lauryn Hill was unhappy. She was a mean mother. She was hard to communicate. She actually said it was impossible to communicate with her mother, that she was always angry and yelling at her, that she whooped her ass, you know, with a belt. She called it that slave shit. She said a lot of black parents back then, that's what they did. And, you know, she wasn't happy with her relationship with her mother when she was younger. Now it's different now. She said that she's actually very proud of her mother now because they've overcome some obstacles. Everybody has grown, realized some mistakes and corrected them. But back when she was younger, she said it was really hard. She said she only lived with her mother half of the time. The other half of the time she lived with her grandparents. When she was home, she would see her mother and her father fight. They were always fighting. They were always arguing. She felt like they never even really knew each other, yet and still they had 5 kids. I was like, boy, I mean, you know, either fucking or fighting, obviously. Okay. But, and you guys, we already know the history of Lauryn Hill and Roxanne Marley. Okay. And how he basically drove her crazy. She was already having you know, mental issues from the shit that Wyclef had put her through as the other woman, you know. So yeah, Lauryn Hill probably has made some decisions in her romantic relationships that she probably wasn't happy with back then. You live and you learn, you grow older, you, like I said, realize some mistakes and you change them. And probably that's what Lauryn Hill has done. But now you got the aftermath of your children who are all fucked up because of what you did, you know. I'm sure if they could rewind the hands of time, they probably wouldn't do those things the same way. But all you can do is try to change. So now, like I said, she said that her mother has changed and, you know, she's very proud of her mother. And even Roxanne put out a statement saying that he's very sorry for what he did, you know, to his children, what he put them through, what he put his family through. But he has grown as a man and now he's the best father that he can be. Okay. And that he applauds that his daughter, you know, put out however she was feeling. If that's how she felt, that's how she felt. And he can't be mad at her for that, you know. But like I said, social media takes these things and they blow it up and, you know, sometimes take things out of context or just put one little part up and make things worse. But she also has to realize that once you put something out there, it's for public consumption, you know. She probably didn't realize that. She realizes it now. You know, Shade Room puts out her story and all of a sudden she's got all these people talking bad about her parents, and I'm sure she didn't want that either, you know. But you can't really talk bad about somebody and then not expect people to co-sign you, even if you didn't want them to co-sign you. Like, you can't just say like, oh, my mom was fucked up, my dad was fucked up, and, you know, and then people not say, yeah, they were fucked up. Now all of a sudden you feel like you got to be protecting them, you know. So sometimes it's just best to not put those things on social media. Deal with the hurt and pain that your family put you through, you know, off of social media, because social media does not help you. Social media doesn't help you. And like I said, she's probably learned that now. So, beautiful girl. Looks just like Lauryn Hill. But you can see some Marley in her as well. But, you know, she's going to be fine. But it's a lesson for sure. I mean, if you don't want people to be talking about it, don't put it out. All right, you guys, next story up, Latoya Luckett. Now, you guys know we love her as the Wicked City woman Rochelle on Greenleaf, which just ended. Did you guys watch my video, my review on Greenleaf? It is up now. But anyway, you guys, we also saw her on, what is the name of the show with Tiny, T.I. and Friends, T.I. and Tiny and Friends. You guys know they added the Friends to that show because T.I. and Tiny, you know, after they shit went on with the divorce and all of that, and people didn't even really feel like just looking at T.I. and Tiny no more. Okay, or should I call it the IA and Tiny? But, so they added the Friends. And actually the Friends turned out to be more interesting than Tiny and T.I., you know. And those Friends that were added was Latoya Luckett and her husband, Latoya, okay, child, what is the child's name? Latoya Wright. Yeah, because she was married to Memphis, right? And I don't think she changed it. She did change her last name. I can't think of it. You guys know what I'm talking about. Latoya, Regine's mama, Lil Wayne's baby mama. And then Monica. They were added to the show. Latoya and her husband, now you guys remember when Latoya got married to him in 2017, everybody was happy for her because she had come off of that other marriage, and she was only married for a hot second to the other guy. We didn't even know that she was married to him until she ended up getting with this Tomicus. They call him Tommy? Tomicus Walker, you know. When she got with him, and he was a good looking guy and all of that. Who is this just in front of my house? Everybody was happy for her, and then shortly after that she was pregnant, and it was sort of like a little bit of a happily ever after story. But on the T.I. and Tiny and Friends show, child, their relationship was under the spotlight, and it was clear that at least Tommy was not happy in their relationship. I didn't really watch the show, but sometimes the show would be on because it would come on after Love and Hip Hop. So I would have it on the TV, and I would sometimes look up and see him being real disrespectful to Latoya Luckett. I mean, he seemed like he just was not happy. And it was clear he wasn't happy because sometimes people try to mask those type of things when you're on a show. You know, you're in front of the camera. So you try to, you know, tone it down so you don't look so bad. But he did not give a fuck. And he talked to her crazy, and he treated her crazy. I remember seeing one episode in particular when they had went to a counseling session, and he was so pissed when they left. He just was like, I'm going to Dallas. Okay. And she was like, well, when were you going to tell me? He was like, I'm telling you now. And drove to the airport and got out the car. And she was like, well, I mean, I love you. And he was like, didn't even say anything, just walked off. And yeah, I know relationships, you know, people be mad and things happen, but this is your wife. You can't even communicate to them, you know, the basics, that you are unhappy with something that's going on. You got to go all the way to a different state and not tell you why. I mean, he would do things like that. It didn't just happen one time. I've seen it a few times. I was just like, oh, you know. And he was unhappy about their relationship, and I guess talking about their sex life and, you know, things that happen in a marriage. But still, he was just really I was like, I'm not really sure about this. But then I was thinking like, well, maybe it's just kind of for TV, because the next thing we knew, she was pregnant again. And, you know, we saw the big reveal, and they seemed happy when they found out they were having a boy, and, you know, all of this. So I was like, well, maybe it was just, you know, 20 on 10 for the TV. But part of me was like, no, I don't think so. Well, now, supposedly there's an Instagram model that's shopping around a video, or two videos, I should say, of Tommy who cheated on Latoya. And she is saying, or actually there are some blogs that are reporting, but they won't post it. But they're saying that this person is an IG model from Dallas. Isn't that something? But anyway, she's an IG model from Dallas, and that she was having a relationship on the side with Tommy, saying that she has two videos, and on the videos, what confirms that it's him is some leg tattoo that he has. But supposedly on one of the videos, he is asleep in a hotel room, that this person recorded him, and then there's another video that the person videotaped him after supposedly they had just had sex. The blogs that have seen the video are saying that it very clearly looks like it's him. However, they won't post it, and I'm assuming that's because Latoya Luckett is pregnant and she is, you know, they're trying to shield her as much as they can, but they still have put the news out there that the girl is floating this video around, and it's very, she wants to put the videos out. She just wants money for it. They may not even be protecting Latoya Luckett. She may just be asking for too much money. Yet and still the video hasn't been put out there, but still the news is out there, and sometimes that's enough. Most times that's enough. Okay, Latoya Luckett just had a virtual baby shower for her new baby. The baby should be due within the next month or two, and now she's got this shit going on. Tommy has posted that, you know, he's praying that God protects his family, that the devil comes, you know, all of this. I mean, I don't know if he did or didn't do it. I mean, I'm sure the video would be convincing enough, right? Just all of the talk coupled with the way that he treated Latoya Luckett on the show. I mean, it was definitely trouble in paradise. So they weren't on the best terms. And then, of course, we know men can be men and men will fuck around. Okay, every man has that in them. It's the choice that they make, whether or not they're going to do it. So it's not impossible. I hate that for Latoya Luckett, though, because nobody needs to hear news about their spouse cheating on them when they're pregnant. You know, you already going through a lot, and then you get that shit heaped on top of you. Not fun for nobody. And I don't feel like she deserves it. You know, at least what we saw on the show, she seemed to be the one that was always trying to meet him halfway. He wasn't willing to even get to that halfway half of the time. So I hope that, you know, she's okay throughout this, because nobody needs this. Nobody needs this when they're pregnant. Did you guys used to watch them on the T.I. and Tiny and Friends show? It was a whole lot. Okay, and just those few times that I saw him, I had kind of decided that I didn't like him. I was just like, he is a bit of a jerk. So I don't know. Hopefully that is not him. But if it is, hopefully him and Latoya, you know, figure it out one way or the other. I know that don't nobody need that shit in their life. That's all I'm saying. All right, you guys, next story. So yesterday, there was a little story that came out. We had a guy named Amir Yas, who was formerly a Hollywood publicist, formerly a house assistant to Michael B. Jordan. He was on a show called Juicy Scoop, and on there he's being interviewed by a woman, and he's talking about Michael B. Jordan. So I only saw this little clip. I didn't see the whole show, so I don't know what they were talking about before or after. But this clip is all that we are concerned about right now. So he says that when he was Michael B. Jordan's house assistant, that Michael B. Jordan was flirty. Okay, he flirted with everybody is what he said. He said he would flirt with a wall if he could. Okay, I actually know people like that. I know people who are extra flirty, male, female, with no intentions with being with that person, just because they can. There are some people that are like that, so that part is not unbelievable. Anyway, he said that when he was the house assistant and they were in his closet, in Michael B. Jordan's closet, for whatever reason. First of all, somebody tell me what exactly is a house assistant. Is it just an assistant? Is there a difference when it's a house assistant as opposed to a business assistant? Like, what is there something different? Child, I don't know why he would be in his closet, but maybe that is the reason why it's a house assistant and not something else. But he was in the closet with Michael B. Jordan. They were close in proximity. And Michael B. Jordan said something along the lines of like, are we going to kiss? And the guy said that he very clearly came on to him. And I guess he didn't really know how to react to that. Okay, because as far as we all know, and I guess as far as that guy knew at the time, you know, Michael B. Jordan was a straight black man. You know, you ain't really trying to kiss on no straight black man if they not gay, you know, up in some closet and misunderstanding some shit. So, you know, I guess Amir said that he didn't kiss him, obviously, and he didn't never have any relationship with him, but he said that he was flirty. I mean, do I believe it? I mean, I guess. You know, it could have happened. It couldn't happen. It could have not happened. I usually take these type of stories with a grain of salt. I would hope that if he has presented himself as a straight black man who dates straight women, that he's not out here doing shit, you know, in the closet. But you know, I don't even know why we care about this. But when I read the story, I was like, Lord, Michael B. Jordan, you gonna have to turn that charm down some a little bit. You got motherfuckers in closets thinking that you want to fuck them or something, you know? So I don't know if I believe the story. I mean, it was just a story. You guys, what do y'all think, though? Do you think that Michael B. Jordan is trying to push up on Mr. Amir Yas? I mean, when you look at him, he ain't nothing cute. I mean, you would hope that if you're going to be doing shit like that, at least the person that you're doing it with is cute. But, I mean, I realize that those things don't matter. People cheat with ugly motherfuckers. I mean, he's not cheating because he's single. But, you know, people be with all types. And you would be surprised. So, that's it. That's just it. The story is what the story it is. It's up to you to choose whether you believe it or not. Okay, you guys, next story. Actually, it's pretty sad. Oh, I meant to look up on Azalea Banks. I didn't look hers up. I have Lakeith and Azalea. Okay. Evidently, Azalea Banks had some sort of suicide type post that she posted the other day. And we know that Azalea has whatever her issues are. But I still wouldn't want to see the girl kill herself. So I'm hoping that she is okay. But we know that Azalea does have a lot of issues that she's dealing with, which is sad because the girl is extremely talented. Great music. I remember being in Las Vegas and hearing one of her mixes of some song come on, and I was like, this shit is jamming. Yeah, it's sad, but I'm mad because I forgot to look her part up. But I did look up Lakeith's, his post. So you guys know who Lakeith, what is his last name? Lakeith is the one that is on Atlanta, the show with Childish Gambino. He was in the movie Get Out. He was in the movie Uncut Gems. He was in the movie with Issa Rae recently. I think it's called The Love Letter or The Love Note or something that came out, I think for Valentine's Day of this year. You guys know Lakeith Stansfield. Is that his name? I don't remember. It'll be on the screen though. He posted some really troubling messages on his Instagram. First of all, he got rid of all of his posts and he only had 4 post pictures up. And on the pictures, they were very disturbing pictures of him. Well, it wasn't him. It was it was pictures of like a medication bottle for high blood pressure, pictures of bottles of alcohol, pictures of the alcohol pouring into the medication bottle as if it was a shot. And then he was posting things like he was going to kill himself, basically. I didn't even put down what he said specifically, but it was something about being alone and wanting to drink alone or take your pills alone because then you have to worry about people trying to interrupt you and things like that. But he posted 4 of them. I mean, when people do things like that, that's sort of like a call for help to me. Because when you really, truly want to kill yourself, sadly, you will do it. And when you let people know or warn them ahead of time, then that means that you're actually reaching out for somebody to help you. So he posted those posts. I went to go check his Instagram now, and the posts are all gone. He has absolutely no posts on his Instagram right now. But people were so alarmed that people were reaching out to him on social media trying to find out he was okay. They ended up calling the police to do like well person checks at his house. Celebrities that were concerned about him. I mean, it was serious enough, you know, looking at them 4 pictures, I was like, oh, something is definitely not right here, you know. But his publicist came out and said, oh, Lakeith is fine. Okay, and he actually posted like, I'm okay, everybody. It sounded very, I mean, for the stuff that for him to be saying just the night before, the next day for him to come out and be like, hey, y'all, don't worry about it, I'm okay. It didn't even seem like really he probably was the one that put that statement out, that he did finally, somebody did catch up with him and put that out for him just to get the heat off of him. But something is going on there. Okay, something is going on with him, and that's too bad too, because he's very talented as well, and many of you guys believe he is a sex symbol. I remember asking on Twitter. I feel bad now for posting that, but I was like, oh, you guys think that he's sexy? I think he's cute. He's got a good amount of charm with him, but there are some people that actually feel like he's a sex symbol that really, really love him. And it's sad when a person has all these fans and people who really, really love him, and he feels that it's so bad right now that he has to take his life. So I hope he's able to take some time to get himself together. And Azalea, again, I know a lot of people don't like her, but I still wouldn't want her or him or anybody to kill themselves. I don't know how bad it has to be, for you to feel like you have to end your life. I've been through some horrible, bad times. I've never once felt like I wanted to kill myself. And sometimes I'll get comments from some of my rock stars who will say that they've been in that dark place or are in that place right now. And it always breaks my heart, because I'm just like, it is never, you can never tell somebody it's not that bad, because the way they feel, you just don't feel it, right? But I just be like, oh, I just hate to hear when people say that. I just feel so sorry for them. And I feel sorry for Lakeith and Azalea. And I hope that whatever was troubling them, that they're getting the help for it. And I'm about to get emotional, child. So let me move on. And then lastly, you guys, in quickies, let's talk about NeNe first. They're saying that her stores out here in Georgia, well, I think she just had one in Sugarloaf Mills Mall. That store has closed, Swag Boutique. She also has closed her store in Florida. I think she had one in Miami. She closed her store, what was it, Florida? Yeah. And then she closed her store in Maryland. Remember, she opened a Swag Boutique up that way. She's closed all of her stores, all the doors to Swag Boutique, and it's because of COVID-19. Like I said, COVID has affected everybody in some kind of way. Okay, not only has she now had to close her doors to her store that she's had open, I think for about 3 years now, but now she's got all of her staff who are unemployed too, so just adding to the problem, you guys. And I'm sure business owners don't like to have to tell their staff that they're fired. Business owners don't want to lose their businesses, all of that. So trickle down for sure. But yeah, she's closed her stores. I was surprised that her store had lasted as long as it had. I didn't know anybody that was buying anything from Swag Boutique because it was expensive. A lot of the celebrity boutiques out here are expensive. But it's because of their names attached to the stores. There's many of those things you could get really at the fashion district in Los Angeles for the same, for much cheaper, but people out here don't know that. We ain't in LA, so we can't go down to the fashion district and buy this stuff. So that's why that's what that is. But yeah, it's too bad for her. I don't know if the other celebrity boutiques out here are still surviving. I know that Candy's is, though, because Candy just opened another store right over here in Camp Creek by my house. I went to her store one time that she had in Cobb County, and it was cute, but the store was expensive. But she had actually some better quality things than the store, like when I went to Rashida's store in Phipps Plaza, which that mall is probably the highest end mall that, well, one of the high end malls would be, being across the street from Lenox Mall, which is high end as well, or higher end, I should say. But now they've added the shops in Buckhead. So, but anyway, Phipps Plaza has like your Gucci, your Tiffany & Co. It has all of those stores. So it's definitely a high end mall. And Rashida's store was like cheap shit in there, and it was expensive. And as far as I know, the store is still open. So, but I don't know how long everybody's gonna be able to hold on with this COVID-19. I mean, it seems like everybody is shopping online anyway. You know, I went to the mall for the first time the other day, me and my daughter, and I was walking through the stores and I was like, what the fuck is this? I mean, it seemed like nobody, like the buyers probably aren't buying, you know, because nobody's shopping. So the stuff that's in there literally looks like the stuff the last time that I was in the mall, which was Valentine's Day. It looks like the same stuff, you know. And then there are a lot of stores that are just closed, like the Apple store was closed, the Godiva store was closed. I like to go and get me a truffle or two every now and then. They were closed. There were a lot of other stores in the mall that just was closed. Their stuff was still in there. They weren't open. 2 o'clock in the day. So I'm sure NeNe, being a very small boutique owner, you know, that she fell victim to the COVID-19 as well. So I don't know if she'll be opening her store, but reopening it. Looks like she won't be, because she's selling all the fixtures and everything. She's just done with the whole thing. Speaking of Candy Barresa's business practices and her business contracts are going to be studied as a case study in a class at Georgia State University. They do this sometimes, you know, they'll look at the contracts of different entertainment. I think it's for an entertainment law class or a business law class. And they're going to be looking at Candy's business dealings and studying them. And that probably means that Candy has made sound business decisions that they want to make an example out of. So good for Candy, okay? Candy, you say what you want to say about Candy. Candy is getting to the money. Candy handles her business. And now she's the subject of a class at Georgia State University. So good for her. And then lastly, you guys, I talked to you guys about Dr. Dre's wife, Nicole. When she filed for divorce, she said that there was no prenup and that she wanted half, okay, because she lives in California, and California is divided right down the middle state when you don't have a prenup. Well, Dr. Dre said, okay, there is a prenup, and he don't know what she's talking about. Yes, he is open to giving her spousal support, but as far as trying to get half, that's a no because of the prenup. Well, now she's coming back and saying that the prenup is voided because a few years after they got married, and I can already just picture this in my mind, but a few years after they got married, supposedly he tore up the contract. So he probably had then got caught cheating or caught doing some shit, and, you know, to prove to her that he loved her, he probably was like, look, baby, I'm gonna tear it up. You ain't got to worry about it. You know, what's mine is yours. So, you know, in a ceremonial type of way, he tore up the damn prenup. At least that's what she's saying. And that meant that it was null and void. He still has the prenup. So he's saying that is not true. That did not happen. She has no way to prove that. If he still physically has the contract or the prenup, then I don't see how she would be able to wiggle out of that. But she's trying to say that she needs to get to half of his money because she's been there the whole time. Well, he's saying that he's always kept his business dealings, his business records, his financial records for his, you know, businesses separate from anything personal. So he's got his personal life and the finances over there with his wife, and then he's got his business dealings, some things that he also does with third parties that he wouldn't want to get, you know, out because she's requesting all of his financial records. She feels like he's hiding money. He's saying he's not hiding money. She's just not privy to that information because that's always been separate. So that's what the problem is right now. Okay. Nicole has told the court that she wants him to give her $1 million a month until they are able to hammer out the agreement of what the spousal support will be. $1 million a month sounds a lot, but you got to remember, like, this is Dr. Dre and all of the money that he makes. Remember when Michael Epps was getting his divorce, who makes substantially less than Dr. Dre? Remember when Kevin Hart was getting a divorce? Okay, remember all that money that they had to give their wives until it was settled? All right, something tells me that Nicole is going to get a lot. She might not get $1 million, but she's going to be close to it, okay? And she better be stacking her paper. That's all I know. She's going to be fine. She's going to be fine in that settlement. But $1 million fucking dollars, she said she got to maintain her life, and it's $1 million a month. mean, you know, that shit is so far away from my mind, okay? Because, honey, I be trying to manage these few little thousands of dollars. And I be feeling like, okay, Roxanne, you doing pretty good. Okay, nigga can go get something to eat from Chipotle a few times a week. And I can't even imagine what a lifestyle would be where you need a fucking $1 million a month. But I mean, I guess. So anyway, y'all, we'll see what happens with that there. And I think that's it. How long is this video? Oh, I've been in here for over an hour, you guys. So yeah, we'll probably cut this up in two. I never think that I'm gonna cut it up in two until I do the video. So yeah, you guys won't get an official ending to the first part. You'll just get the official ending to the second part. But I feel like if I gave you an official ending, it'll feel like two separate videos. But when I don't give you an official ending, that will force you to go on and watch the second. If you like me, who always feel like they got to complete some shit, you know, I'm gonna watch the first part and then I'm gonna go on and watch the second part because I didn't get my official ending. So that's what I was thinking, y'all. Is that what it is for y'all? Guys, that is it. Let me get off of here. Okay, it's 1 o'clock. It's time for Maury. Y'all know I love that show. We do this every single week, so make sure that you rate, comment, and subscribe, and make sure you come back. Until next time, Roxstars. Bye.